The Ship of Doom by M.A. Bennett, Chapter 10, 14th of April 1912 at 8 a.m. It took them no time at all to find the laundry. They only had to follow their noses to the smell of the starch and carbolic soap and quicklime. They peeped round the corner to see an enormous room full of brass vats and laundry maids and racks of drying clothes. There was a phenomenal amount of washing 3 days into a voyage with a ship the size of the Titanic. They leaned back against the wall in the iron passageway, trying to make themselves as unnoticeable as possible. "What do we do now?" hissed Luna. "I think I will just walk in there and ask," said Constantine. "Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. It is all about the confidence." And before the other two could stop him, Constantine had walked around the corner into the laundry room and disappeared into a cloud of steam. "He's so brave," said Luna, a little enviously. Aidan sucked in his cheeks. "Well, as my dad says, there's two towns called Brave and Foolhardy," he said. "The trick is not to cross the border from the one to the other." But Constantine's method worked. In less than a minute, he'd emerged with 3 outfits over his arms. "But that's stealing," twisted Luna. "That's what we are here to do." "We're time thieves," said Constantine simply. "I suppose so," she admitted. "And we're not taking them off the ship," said Constantine. "Are we?" Back in the hold, he handed them the outfits, and Luna dived under the tarpaulin to change in the privacy of the time train. To her great surprise, Aidan climbed in with her. "What are you doing?" she asked. "Getting changed," he said, already unbuttoning his cog buttons. But, she said, "you can't watch a young lady getting changed. It's not gentlemanly." Aidan stopped mid-unbutton, and his cheeks reddened. "Sorry, I'm sure," he muttered. "Hand to God, I didn't mean anything by it. 6 sisters, you know." "That's all right," said Luna, as kindly as she could. "But you must have had separate dressing rooms, surely." Aidan's laugh was more of a snort. "You don't know anything, Dutch. 7 kids and me, Ma and Da. 2 rooms we had in the entire house. 1 up, 1 down. We all changed together. There was a tin bath before the fire, and we all took turns." "Didn't you even turn your back?" asked Luna. She was beginning to appreciate how lucky her childhood had been. "Barely room to do that either," he quipped. He grinned and raked his black hair out of his blue eyes. "I'll wait, will I?" And he climbed out of the train. Left alone, Luna began to change. By the light of the glowing crystal bars, she examined what Constantine had stolen. He had chosen well. The costume was a tailor-made suit in the subdued brown color of a dingy skipper butterfly. It was made for a lady, and a tall lady at that, and the whole thing was made out of soft worsted wool. No bad thing, thought Luna. Now they were sailing into colder waters. In fact, the suit was much more comfortable than her own restrictive Victorian clothes, and actually fitted her better than they ever had. She had to keep her own button boots, but there was nothing to be done about that. Finally, Luna twisted her mass of auburn hair up into a bun and emerged from under the tarpaulin to show the 2 boys. "Is it all right?" Aidan grinned his lopsided grin. "You look simply ripping," he said. She turned to Constantine impatiently. "Constantine, is it all right?" "Yes," he said, matter of fact. "You look like a secretary." This wasn't hugely complimentary, but it was better than ripping. She concluded that, much As she like Aiden, the rough Irish boy had no manners at all, and it got worse. Thing is, said Aiden, whatever you're dressed in, you'll still have that hair and those eyes. That's your trouble, Dutch. Luna blushed. It was certainly an education being a stowaway with two boys. She wished, not for her the first time, that there was another girl along with them on the adventure. And then she remembered. Aiden, she said suddenly, who's Nadia? His reaction was extraordinary. He started as if he'd seen a phantom, and the color drained from his tanned face until he was almost as pale as Constantine. Nadia? He stuttered. I don't know any Nadia. What an odd name. He gave a little laugh, which sounded entirely false. How should I know someone called Nadia? I don't know, said Luna, watching him closely. My aunt said I wouldn't be the only girl because there would be someone on this ship called Nadia, and that you knew who she was. Me? Aidan brayed like a donkey. I haven't a clue. And he did that thing when someone looks you in the eye so hard when they are speaking that you are absolutely convinced that they are telling a lie. Anyway, my turn now. He pushed past her into the belly of the time train and pulled the tarpaulin closed after him. Luna looked at Constantine, but he was oblivious. Obviously, he hadn't seen anything amiss. Really, what was Aiden calling her ripping? And then making personal comments about her hair and eyes. She wished the mysterious Nadia would turn up as soon as possible and bring a little female gently to the trip. Aiden, when he emerged, didn't look much different. His trousers were made of supple soot. He wore a pale shirt made of that rough cotton called cambric, which the sleeves rolled up halfway up his strong brown arms. The trousers were a little loose, so he'd kept his old belt, which was a bicycle chain from their own time. There was a red neckerchief knotted about his neck, and he kept on his own hobnail boots. He left his jacket and cap with the goggles in the time train, tucked under the seat with Luna's dress. Now me, said Constantine, and soon emerged looking completely different. He was wearing a midnight blue coat with 8 gilt buttons down the front and a single gold stripe around the cuff. He wore a peaked hat in the same midnight blue, with a badge of the White Star Line on the front, also in gold. Under the coat, he wore a white shirt with a dark blue tie and dark blue trousers. Luna felt very shy of this new Constantine. He looked handsome, authoritarian, and at least 5 years older. They all looked at each other anew, getting used to the 1912 clothes. Ready? Aiden asked. As well ever be, said Luna. We all meet here tonight. And if anyone is in danger before that, she said, come back here and hide out until the others arrive. Wait, Constantine. He dived back into the time train, retrieved a book from the pocket of his Norfolk jacket, untucked it into his military coat. He tapped the pocket and smiled. You're never alone with a book, he said. Now, I'm ready. They went as far as the galley stairs together. Let's go separately from here, so we're not connected to each other, now that we are grown-ups, suggested Aiden. Luna felt very strange saying goodbye to the boys. They had been strangers 3 days ago, and now she thought of them as family. Constantine had all those brothers, and Aiden all those sisters, but she'd never had any siblings until now. But that wasn't the sort of thing you could just come out and say, so she just settled for, Who will go first? Me, said Constantine, fearlessly. Aren't you ever scared? Asked Luna, who was. Constantine smiled a little sadly. When you've been in bed all your life and you hear all your aunts and your brothers and your doctors whispering about you're going to die, you get used to fear. Fear was my bedfellow, under the covers with me. Now I'm up and about. I feel like I've left it behind, somewhere in the bedclothes. He stood up very straight. That's why I wasn't afraid when I first boarded the time train. I'm not afraid now, and I feel like I'll never be afraid again. Constantine, taking his leave with a smart salute, opened the door to the level on which they stood, the second-class deck. It was there they had watched Southampton dock disappear on the launch day. Aidan, in the blink of a blue eye, clattered down the galley stairs to the lower decks, and last of all Luna raised her chin and headed up and up to somewhere she had never been, the heady heights of first class.